Dear most beloved teacher Thai, dear family of monastics and friends, can you hear me okay? Yeah. It's just a full house, so beautiful. um, Today is June the 1st in the year 2025, and many of us know this day, 25 years ago, marked the day we, the Deer Park Sangha, received the key. So today we celebrate the 25 years anniversary of Deer Park. So I'd like to know who was there in 2000, in the year 2000. Yeah. Uh-huh. Thank you for your continued love and support to Deer Park. So we know in a marriage, 25 years is called the silver anniversary. Silver anniversary. We welcome and we celebrate this memorial, meaningful anniversary with the new road. So when you came to Deer Park today, the new road welcomes you. In the past, there were potholes, but now it is so smooth, and it seems that quite wide, welcoming all our friends, including long-term friends of Deer Park, as well as new friends who've been here for the first time. Could you raise your hands? Yeah. So the new road of Deer Park welcomes you all to celebrate this joy together. For us, the monastic life, when we celebrate the journey, the path that we've been walking together, it's to some certain considered to be like a love relationship. Yeah, because I remember one time, Thai, he mentioned in his Dhamma talk, he said something like, when a young woman gets married, she tends to naturally consider her family-in-law as her second family, so that she can wholeheartedly cares for her family-in-law. And the same is true for a sister. When a sister is ordained as a nun in the Sangha, and it is her practice to consider her spiritual family as her second family, so that she can take refuge in her Sangha, so that she can wholeheartedly care for the Sangha. And when I trust that each one of us has the love for Deer Park. That's why you continue to come here. Yeah, and each one of us has our own unique love for Deer Park, in particular, and for the Plum Village Sangha in general. For me, I've been here in Deer Park for just a few years, but I've been around in the Plum Village Sanghas for like 20 years or so. So This is also an invitation for all of us, whether you are in your marriage life, in your relationship, when it comes to your anniversary, whether it is your birthday or your silver anniversary, gold anniversary, diamond. Yeah, it is helpful that we can take this kind of milestone as an invitation for reflection. Yeah. And we can ask ourselves, where am I at? Where are we at? Where am I going? Where have we changed for better or for worse? I hope that for better. Yeah. And what have we nourished our love relationship with our family, with our loved ones, or with our community of practice? And what have we been nourished in our family, in the relationship with our loved ones, and in the community? And we continue to ask ourselves the question, what is this that we are continuing to build together so that we can joyfully continue to walk together on this path? So in my sharing today, in celebrating the new road, new me, I also like to share a little bit about the road, the path of love and trust, the path of transformation and healing, and the path of togetherness. I know that the coming Saturday, there will be a day of mindfulness for our Vietnamese-speaking friends. And I trust that our elder sister in the Dharma, Sister Túc Nghiêm, will be happy to share with the Vietnamese community about her love for Deer Park in particular, because she's been around in the Deer Park Sangha for quite a long time. She has many things to share. And today, I'd like to share with you my experience, my story. So, in the, let's say, the love relationship of me with the Sangha in general, it takes the form in commitment. Yeah, like maybe we feel inspired by Thay's teaching that when a sister is ordained to be a nun, and it is her practice to consider her spiritual family as her family, to take refuge in and to wholeheartedly care for the Sangha. But it takes commitment. And even in commitment, it speaks about intention, right? Sometimes the commitment in the form of aspiration. And the aspiration is something we make inward. Right? I have that aspiration to build the Sangha, to contribute my capacity, to help care for my sisters, my brothers. And sometimes it takes a form of making a promise. I promise to Thay, because Thay has placed his love and trust. So I promise to Thay that I, no matter what, difficulties, challenges on my path, that I promise to Thay that I will continue to remain in the Sangha. And like in our time when we ordained as monastic, we made a vow. So you see, aspiration, promise, and vow. Making a vow is like making a great aspiration, like very sacred in front of the Buddha, the ancestral teachers, and the whole Sangha of lay practitioners and monastic siblings. When we put on a Sangati robe, the monastic robe on us, we make that vow because we consider the Sangati to be the field of merit and good seeds, so that the lay people they can sow their seeds. The environment of the Sangha is like the field where we continuously cultivate wholesome seeds, wholesome virtuous actions for ourselves, and also offer to friends. And friends, they can come, they take refuge, and they also sow the seeds of love and trust. And we make a vow to wear this monastic robe, life after life. That is, yeah. Sometimes when we encounter some challenges, we remember to come back to the vow that we make, and it will give us strength to continue to move forward. And the love also takes the form in presence. When we learn the practice in the Plum Village tradition, we are encouraged to cultivate mindfulness in terms of offering our presence. Right? Mindfulness is presence. And Thầy keeps saying, when you love somebody truly, the greatest gift that you can offer is your loving presence. Yeah. And then another element for love is patience and acceptance. We live in a community with so many people with different upbringing, characteristics, different suffering. So we show love for one another by practicing patience and acceptance. We give the person the time and space, and we trust in their practice that one day they will transform and heal their suffering so that they can live in peace and in harmony with the Sangha. And also the love manifests in the harmony of the views and the insights that we share with one another when we live together and practice together in the community. So, suppose that we are walking on the spiritual journey with the Sangha. What do we need? We need the direction, right? We need the map, right? Like when we want to start off your journey, you need the direction. So the Buddha, the ancestral teachers, and Thầy, all the teachings from the Buddha and our spiritual teachers are like the map and the directions to guide us on our journey. And what else? The mindfulness practice guides us, shows us the way, and serves as the signpost on our journey. Right? And not all the roads are covered with roses. There are roads that have tolls, and we need to pay the toll with all our hardships, our sorrow, walking on the path, and with all the hard-earned experiences, walking on the path, and the obstacles on the path. Sometimes we made the wrong turn into despair, into doubt, confusion. Then mindfulness appears and shines us and say, wrong turn, turn around or make the detour. Yeah? And the reminders or the bell of mindfulness, the shining light from our Sangha's friends, our fellow practitioners, are like the signposts that help us go back. And for the obstacles on our path, there could be like the doubt, the fear, the anxiety that we may have. And if we cannot overcome, if those doubts and fear and anxiety are too strong, are too overwhelming, then they can be like the roadblock. Or like some limitation in physical health can serve as like the speed bumps. And if talking about traffic jam, then what would you think in your path of practice? Like when you meditate, like continuous thinking, a lot of thoughts, a lot of distraction that does not help you to be still in your meditation. Yeah, can be called like traffic jams. Yeah. And the strong emotions, the old past, same old wounds sometimes come back and disturb our mind, our peace of mind. They are like the potholes on the path of practice. But, yeah, coming back to the GPS, which is the mindfulness practice, coming back to take refuge in the map and the directions given by the teachers, the Buddha, then we know that we can continue to move forward. And so if the journey of practice needs the foundation, then trust. Earlier we mentioned about love, and now we mention trust. Trust is like the foundation, like the solid ground, so that we can continue to walk on the path. We trust in the practice that when we encounter some, let's say, speed bumps or roadblock, instead of reacting habitually, we just take a pause, coming back to our mindful breathing, so that we can restore some peace. Instead of pushing the button to talk back or to debate, to make our point, then it's helpful that we can slow down in our reaction and we choose to step back to yield, because we choose harmony, we choose peace. Right? We trust in the Sangha, in the collective energy of mindfulness and compassion that can carry us. Sometimes we think that, oh, I have to figure out all things all by myself. We are not ready to trust in Sangha, in our fellow practitioners. But then if we allow to share, to be vulnerable, to share our sorrows, our difficulties with the Sangha, with respect, with humility, then the Sangha can help support us. So now I would like to ask you, if going with the community, with the Sangha, were like going on a road trip, then what would you see yourself? Where would you see yourself on that road? Would you see yourself as a peaceful driver? Would you see yourself as the one who always create maps and find directions for the Sangha to go? Would you be like a peaceful passenger sitting relaxingly at the back of the chair, entrusting wholeheartedly to the driver, and you just enjoy snacking? Or would you be the one who wants the Sangha to, from time to time, just stop at a scenic overlook in order to enjoy the view? I want to check Sister whether Sister Nghiêm is around. Yesterday she said that if the Sangha were a road, I would be, I can't remember if Sister Nghiêm can repeat. She said she wants to be a nail. A nail on a road. So if someone in the Sangha, someone in the community wanted to be a nail on the road, the Sangha road, then who would be in the Sangha the mechanic who fixed the flat tire? We have all different types of personality in the community. Shall we listen to one sound of the bell? So we see that we play different roles in our community, and every one of us living in a community contributes something to the life of the community. And talking about the path of practice in the Plum Village tradition, we will not forget the community, building the community, right? and we say companionship. The journey can be easier and joyful thanks to the companionship of fellow practitioners going together. Of course, sometimes it could be a little challenging because we have blind spots. Blind spots could be like our suffering, our own suffering that we have not yet transformed and healed. And because we are not able to transform and heal our own suffering, we maybe unconsciously spilled out onto others in the community. Yeah. Of course, people may say that if we want to go fast, we go alone. And if we want to go joyfully, then we should go together. Right? In the practice, we trust that there is always the practice that we can take refuge in, and with the things that seem to be the roadblock, that sometimes we hesitate, that sometimes we want to turn back or we get stuck. But thanks to the practice, thanks to our trust in the practice, that we don't have to intensify the issues. And we look at the roadblocks and we can minimize it down to just speed bumps. When you look at the speed bumps on the new roads of Deer Park, you see that they are not just solid bumps. And you can learn from the brothers how wise they are. They have a gap open on the speed bumps so that they can ride the e-bikes. They always find a way to go through the speed bumps. Yeah. So trust goes hand in hand with diligence in the practice. We really need the energy of diligence in order to always strengthening the good seeds, and also to not to make a big deal, not to intensify the issue, but instead we can help simplify or minimize. So from the roadblock, then we can minimize it down to the speed bump. Or if we are greater in the practice, we just see them as a challenge so that we can challenge ourselves and see whether we are strong enough to overcome. Yeah. And we trust that, of course, the Sangha has some shortcoming. The Sangha is still on the path of practice. Each one of us is trying our best to improve ourselves. So we trust. We trust in each other's practice of transforming themselves and healing themselves. We give them our patience, our acceptance, so that they can grow. And so we trust in the process of practicing together, the process of growing together. The path of practice. So today we can review so that we can deepen our understanding of the path and the direction of our Plum Village tradition. The path of practice is rooted in mindfulness. Yeah. Thầy is the father of mindfulness practice. The path of mindfulness and compassion and community. And when you come to learn mindfulness practice with Plum Village tradition, we encourage you to practice dwelling happily in the present moment. So this is like one of the fruits of practice of Plum Village. And mindfulness is the presence, right? Being present, living in the present moment. Compassion. We practice the three trainings, mindfulness, so that we can strengthen our energy of presence. We cultivate concentration. And the energy of concentration will give us stability. Stability. And the capacity to focus. And then insight. Insight brings about understanding. And these trainings together will lead to compassionate action. People in society, when nowadays they are negatively affected by social habits. Like if we get mad at somebody, and maybe people they don't have enough patience, and because of the influence of the social habit, they may unfriend. If I don't like you, if you make me upset, angry, I unfriend you from my social media. And also, we also heard about the cancel culture. Cancel culture. We become less patient, less tolerant, right? So if we come back to the practice, compassion, we generate mindfulness, concentration, insight, so that we can, when we deal with some challenges, we generate love, we generate understanding. Coming back to understand the root of the suffering inside of us, why it touches it triggers the anger, the irritation in us, and we try to understand why the other person has said that, has done that to us. And mindfulness and compassion practice made concretely by the mindfulness trainings. So we have the 5 mindfulness trainings, the 14 mindfulness trainings. They are like the signposts on our path of practice. When we recite together the 14 mindfulness trainings, you will touch very clearly the awareness, mindfulness. You will touch the commitment, aware of the suffering brought about by such and such. I am committed. So as a practitioner, we are encouraged to make commitment so that we can build love and trust in ourselves and in the practice. And talking about the OI, the 14 mindfulness trainings, we also talk about the path of service, right? I wonder if any of us who think or who believe that, the OI trainings are more mainly for the lay people, because we know that a lot of lay sanghas, lay OI sanghas, they are so active in doing social work, in doing activism. And the 14 trainings speak a lot to the heart, and they are quite engaged in practicing the 14 mindfulness trainings. But it's helpful that we remind ourselves that the path of service is also the path of practice. When we practice, we remind ourselves that we interact with all people. Because maybe if while doing the Buddha work, while doing the Sangha work, the Buddha service or Sangha service, and if we are not mindful enough, if we don't take refuge in interbeing, the insight of interbeing as a signpost, as the guidance, then maybe we can be carried away by ego. Maybe in the name of doing the Buddha service, the Sangha service, our ego, our pride, our arrogance may be touched. And we may see that, I'm higher. I can teach those monastics. They are like living in a bubble. They seem to be so oblivious about what is going in the society. So when I look into the 14 mindfulness trainings, I ask myself, and this also the topic that I continue to reflect on myself, what it means to me being a monastic OI member. What is the relationship between monastic OI community and lay OI community? And the question is also an invitation for all of us, because I believe that we have our own experience and insight. Let us listen to one sound of the bell. Next, we talk about community living. When we mention the direction of Plum Village and how we continue Thai and Thai's vision. So to build the Sangha, community living is the direction that we'd like to continue Thai's vision. And building the Sangha is one of the very, for me personally, this is just my personal perspective, that building the Sangha is not easy. It can be very challenging. But if we can find meaning and we touch happiness in Sangha building, the work of Sangha building is so rewarding. And suppose that we walk together on the path of service and practice as siblings of the same family. The Sangha can be the mirror for one another. So thanks to the Sangha, we see, or we have a chance to see our blind spots. Because the blind spot, we have blind spots that we cannot see clearly. Sometimes the person thinks or believes that, oh, I am like the signpost. I want to remind that person, okay, be Zen, drive 10. This is a sign on the Deer Park Road. But that is that person's thinking and belief. But maybe to other people in Sangha, the way the person reminds may be like a rumble strip. You know what it means, the rumble strip? I ask my question. Like when we drive on the road and for some reason we are maybe sleepy or distracted, and we drive on the rumble strip and it makes a vibration and sound just to wake us up. So living in the Sangha, it is very valuable that we get reminded. The Sangha mirrors our blind spots. So the practice is that as a member living in a Sangha, I practice to be open and humble so that I can receive the feedback, even the criticism from my fellow practitioners, because I believe that my insight, my views are not the best. I take refuge in the collective insight, because collective insight and collective awakening is also the path, also the direction that we as practitioners in the Plum Village tradition should go. And also, as a member in the community, if somebody in the Sangha wants to express themselves, like want to offer their initiative, their creative ideas or point of view, then it is also my practice to be open and not to be driven by my own personal interest, or so that I have bias or my own prejudiced view, just to do something to prevent the person and prevent the to reduce the speed, the development, the strength of the Sangha. So living in a community, each one of us, we need to know clearly, what am I doing? Why am I doing here in the Sangha? And whether I have the purpose, whether I find the meaning in what I'm doing. I am going together as a river with a Sangha, or I'm just like a single drop. I cannot harmonize my view. Sometimes, like, instead of making a point, it's good that we just pause, and come back to our breath and practice to step back and trust in the process. Of course, right now, at that moment, many people in the Sangha have not seen it like I've seen, but I trust the process that we all will grow together. And if there any mistake we make, it is just a collective action, and we can learn and we will grow. We learn the lesson. So thank you so much for your listening, and I wish that we will continue to walk joyfully together on this path. And I know that this year, 2025, Deer Park will have many activities to celebrate our 25 years anniversary, and I trust that each one of you who have love for the Deer Park Sangha, you may like to write an article and send to Thầy Pháp Lưu. Yes, send to Thầy Pháp Lưu to express your experience, your insight on the path of love and trust, on the path of transformation and healing, or the path of togetherness. We celebrate 25 years anniversary by different activities, and I hope that the brothers, they have a lot of projects. They will have a chance to make announcements. So I'd like to stop my sharing here so that we can have time to get ready for the recitation at 11:30. Thank you.